Yo, what's up, guys? And today, man, I'll be talking about the Miami Heat, my Miami Heat, and what we should be doing in the 2024 offseason. It's been a week since Miami Heat season has ended. 7 days in and hours I posted the last video on this YouTube channel when the Miami Heat lost in that game 5, getting absolutely annihilated by the Boston Celtics in game 5. Yeah. It's been a week, and thankfully I waited this long because some comments and things have came out about the Miami Heat, and I'm here to tell you what the Miami should do this offseason. I'm talking draft, free agency, potential trades, who I want on the team, who I want off the team, all of that in today's video. I'm actually recording this video late night, 12:07 on the East Coast, on Thursday, the 9th of May. So ready to week since that ended. Yeah, I'm gonna get into it and let's go. All right, so starting it off, I'm gonna start off with the whole Jimmy Butler, Pat Riley comments. Pat Riley responded to a video of Jimmy Butler having a, I don't know when this is recorded or occurring. According to Jimmy Butler's friend, it wasn't like it wasn't the day that that video became viral. It wasn't the day, like that day that he recorded that. So the comments that Pat Riley ended up making in his end of season presser was, if you're not on the court playing, you should keep your mouth shut. And basically Jimmy Butler was like, man, the Celtics and Knicks are lucky that I'm not playing. We wouldn't have went out like this bad. If I was here, they would have both been gone and things like that. Like, we know Jimmy Butler, he's conceited. You either love or hate his, I don't know if conceitiveness is a word or whatever, but I personally, I don't love it, but I also just don't hate it at the same time. Like, I'm neutral at points. I'm like, yeah, Jimmy talking the shit. Yeah, he's a fucking dog. He can talk shit against Drew Holiday in the game, but he's talking shit to like the media, setting us up against like the Pelicans game. The whole situation where you got ejected, we're gonna win that game, and then the next game he's like, in the pressure is like, man, we're the better team. We're gonna do this, that, and the third, and we lost by like 20 fucking points, and then we were a live stalk on Twitter. Like, I can go without some of it with his conceitiveness. I'm gonna make up a new word, conceitiveness. But that's besides the point. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Is Jimmy Butler gonna stay with Miami Heat? Absolutely. That's all I'm gonna fucking say. Jimmy Butler and Pat Riley go together hand in hand like peanut butter and jelly. They are literally a match made in heaven. If there's one guy that can take those comments to heart, it is Jimmy Butler. Okay, Pat Riley knows that's the reason why he's with Miami Heat, because he can take those comments. He also knows that Jimmy Butler is up for an extension, which would only be like a 1-year extension to his current deal. They would probably, I think, buy out this year, which is like $56 million, which is a lot of fucking money. And they would also go ahead and just add to that like 2 years, upwards of $100+ million for Jimmy Butler to his age 36, maybe 37-year-old season. But yeah, now I'm gonna go ahead and get to the actual part of the video. Besides all of that, I want to talk about a little bit of Tyler Hero, and do I expect Tyler Hero to return to the Miami Heat? I'll be honest with you, I have a Tyler Hero jersey. I bought a Tyler Hero jersey before I actually bought a Bam Adebayo jersey. That's how high I am on Tyler Hero, especially in the bubble where he was absolutely phenomenal. I've seen Tyler Hero. This is my year on Tyler Hero to see what he is and what he really isn't at this point. Tyler Hero at this point, I think he's a 4th option on a championship level team. I feel like right now we're forcing him to be our number 3 option. I also feel like we're forcing Bam to be our number 2 when he's number 3 in a championship team, in my opinion. And Jimmy, you could say he's a 1A, 1B, but I feel like he's a phenomenal number 2 option on a championship level team. So we have a lot of guys that are playing roles that are maybe too large for them. Tyler Hero's a guy that the Miami Heat are really high on. Pat Riley can say whatever the fuck he wants about he's fragile, this, that, and the third. You gave him 4 years, $120 million. There's a good player in there. It's just, for that amount of money and for the role, I see him being like a 16 to 18 point per game scorer. Maybe give you like 16, 5 and 5 a game as a number 4 option on a championship level team. Instead, he's a number 3 option, averaging like 20 points on a good amount of shot attempts. Not getting into the line too much, really lethal from 3. He's a nice floater game as well, but I definitely feel like he'd be enticing. It's just the contract is a lot of money, but again, we're in the inflated NBA. $30 million now for a, maybe if you want to call him elite level role player. I mean, at this point in like, it's not even like My bad. I don't know why my PC just did that. It's just mute my audio. My fault. But like I was saying before, let's my train thought. Definitely be enticing. $30 million isn't the most. I mean, John Collins has got moved. I'm not gonna say we're gonna get an insane package back with Tyler Hero. Give me like a first round pick, like at this point. But that's all I gotta say about Tyler Hero. The verdict was out on Tyler Hero this season. He had a phenomenal game 2. Aside of that, did not perform well. Shit himself in that game 7. I mean, that first playing game against Philly. Had a phenomenal game in the second playing game against the Bulls at home. And outside of the game 2, phenomenal. It's the best game I think of his NBA career against the Celtics. Playmaking was off the charts. His shot making was amazing. Getting to the rim, really 3 levels, getting to the rim. Mid-range shooting, 3-point shooting as well was very lethal. I definitely want to see him improve in terms of getting better at getting to the rim and getting better at like foul baiting, just getting to the line as well, like Jimmy Butler. I love Jimmy Butler, I should say. Then the next point I want to get into, past Tyler Hero and past Jimmy Butler. What major trade should the Miami Heat do this offseason? There's only really like one option. It's been this Kevin Durant rumor, according to, I forgot who it was. I think Chad Ochocinco said at Nightcap or Shannon Sharp. He was like, I've been talking to KD. You'll look come to the Heat. I mean, let's just be honest. As a Dollar Heat fan, let's just be honest. If we didn't have a trade package last year for Damian Lillard, we don't really have the trade package to get Kevin Durant. Obviously, would have to do with at least 3 to 4 first round picks, because these Suns have no first round picks whatsoever. You can still build around Devin Booker with those picks in the future, but Devin Booker isn't getting any younger, so if you want to rebuild, are you just trading Booker as well? I'm not going to talk too much about KD. That's just a pipe dream that I've had literally since he literally had an interview, I want to say, with us back in the day before he went to join the Warriors, and 3 or 4 with himself, Klay Thompson, Stephen Curry, and Draymond Green. But I digress. I actually want to go to Fanspo and bring this up. Let's talk a little bit about Donovan Mitchell. And the fact of the matter is, the Cavs right now are down 1-0 against the Celtics. They got absolutely annihilated. Jared Allen is currently out, and Darius Garland has just been absolutely pitiful to watch. Yeah, it's just not looking good. The Celtics right now like head and shoulders the best team in the East. I mean, the Knicks are really fucking up. As we're recording this video, they had a phenomenal win today against the Pacers. You could say they got some officiating love, let's just say. But Dante DiVincenzo, OG Anunoby, Jalen Brunson, like, they were fucking cooking, bro. My God, Josh Hart's been on a heater. I mean, on a heater. Isaiah Hartenstein about to get a bag to talk about. That's enough Knicks stuff in the video. I want to give the ops too much love, but let's go on Fanspo. Let's cook up a quick Donovan Mitchell trade. I've actually already looked this up and did it, but I just want to go ahead and break it down once again and just go through this. So I would feel like this deal would always have to start with a guy like a Tyler Hero, but again, if you're looking at it from a logical standpoint, why would they have on a backcourt of Tyler Hero and Darius Garland? They had a backcourt that was really high offense in Darius Garland and Colin Sexton. They obviously chose to keep Garland. It became an officer, gave him a deal for $200 million. Now Sexton, he immediately got traded in and out of Mitchell trade and immediately got signed to a contract extension. And he just had, in my opinion, probably the best year of his NBA career this season. Very, very, very underrated season for the Utah Jazz that he just had this season, especially his ability to get to the rim, lethal shooting. Yeah, very, very, very good season for the young bull out of Alabama, Colin Sexton. But I really want to get into to break this down. So let's just say, for whatever reason, maybe it's like a 2 or 3 team deal for time. I'm gonna just make this a 2 team deal, just a regular deal. I'm gonna say you have to trade away Tyler Hero. You have to trade away both of the kids, which is gonna be tough. But like I always say, you gotta trade good players to get great players. As a Yankees fan, we traded away Michael King, Drew Thorpe, a couple of other guys as well, like Kyle Higashioka. We traded away Randy Vasquez. We traded away Johnny Brito. I believe that was it. And if Thorpe ended up going to the deal for Cease, by the way, oh my God, for baseball fans out there, Dylan Cease has been fucking phenomenal for the Padres, and but I loved him in New York with the Yanks. But really, the Yankees are just super high on Spencer Jones, even though we have a surplus of outfield. But that's enough baseball talk for today's video. Tyler Hero, like I said, you gotta trade good players to get great players. I've already swallowed the pill on Tyler Hero. If he gets traded, like I said, I have a jersey and I'll always root for him. But at the end of the day, I've already swallowed that pill like 2 or 3 times after I literally said I wouldn't trade for James Harden, and I digress. But give me Tyler Hero, give me Jaime Jaquez Jr., the 4th place rookie for Rookie of the Year. Give me Nikola Jovic, who I've said multiple times this season I see him as the future power forward with Miami Heat. People still want to make Bam a power forward. Like, Bam Adebayo is not a power forward. He's a center, ladies and gentlemen. I don't trust him enough as a shooter to play the power forward position. So, y'all want to have a 4-5 of Bam and Claxton? Like, that spacing is dog shit, bro. Like, dog shit. Jimmy Butler, leaving them open. Like, I don't care that he shot 41% from 3, I'm leaving them open. Bam, I don't care this is a career year from 3, I'm leaving them open. Nicholas Claxton cannot even shoot a free throw, so I don't know why y'all try to build a starting 4-5 of Bam and like Claxton or some other like elite rim protector. Like, that's just not gonna happen. But I digress. Tyler Hero, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Nikola Jovic. You'll have to also include at least 2 first-round picks. You have to include this year's first round pick, 2024. You also have to include the 2029 first round pick as well, unprotected, to the Cavaliers. So yeah, unprotected. So that is, and the Cavs will be just trading away one singular player just to make the money work. Donovan Mitchell. So Miami Heat would trade away Tyler Hero, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Nikola Jovic, 2024 first round pick, and 2029 first round pick as well, for Donovan Mitchell of the Cleveland Cavaliers. And as I already looked, this trade is a success and it does go through. So yes, so even, I don't know, it worked with the Stepien rule or whatever, you can't trade back-to-back first round picks. Yeah, maybe you have to include like a 2026 and 2028 or whatever the hell. But I digress. Now I want to get into the Miami Heat free agents and what we should do. So let's just say we make that deal for Donovan Mitchell. There goes our starting power forward. There goes our starting shooting guard in Tyler Hero. Your starting five that looks like Terry Rozier at the 1, Donovan Mitchell at the 2, Jimmy Butler at the 3. You need a stretch 4 at the 4 now without Nikola Jovic and Bam at the center position. And then the bench, well, I'm not even gonna get too much into that. Now let's go into the Miami free agents this offseason. We have a decent amount of free agents. I don't feel like it's anything like too insane. Let me just go ahead and just look at this. So the Miami Heat 2024 NBA free agents, I believe it's like Haywood Highsmith. I believe it's like Kevin Love. I believe is on like a player option, I want to say, but it's not anything like too insane. So the players I want to stay with the Miami Heat this season, that are free agents or are player options, whatever. Kevin Love, he provides veteran presence. He's a pretty solid shooter. He's a really good rebounder, great outlet passer, and I just feel like he's just really good vibes. And I'd like him to come back to the Miami Heat. But outside of that, like, there's nobody else that's a free agent that I'll be like, yeah, I need you back with the Miami Heat. Like, with all due respect, like, I've already accepted that Caleb Martin is going to decline his player option for $6.8 million. Apparently, he's looking for like $13 million here. Caleb Martin, go get your bag. Like Gabe Vincent, like Max Strus, like Cutting Nunn, who apparently is just cooking right now overseas. I've already accepted that Caleb Martin's gone. But that would be tough, especially if the Donovan Mitchell trade goes through, because I've already penciled in Jaime Jaquez Jr. stepping into that Caleb Martin role and developing a 3-point shot. Because remember, Caleb Martin was first came to the Heat, not I believe a 3-point shooter. This season shot like 35%, I believe, like league average. He shot lights out in that game too against the Celtics, especially shooting long twos with his foot on the line. But outside of those couple of guys, I mean, I don't really want to bring back too many of these guys, to be quite frank, if we're being honest. Like, if these guys come back, cool. Like DeLon Wright, you can just draft a guy, like I'll talk about in a little bit, like a guy like a Devin Carter's a Providence Fries fan. I've been watching Providence all season. I mean, DeLon Wright, you get a younger DeLon Wright with a pretty underrated offensive potential as well, and a guy like a Devin Carter and Josh Richardson as well. Josh Richardson and DeLon Wright, I feel like they're really, when they came back, they will literally be fighting for the same exact minutes. They're both backup point guards, even though one of them can be, I mean, even though Jay Rich can be a backup too, they really trying to force him to play that backup PG. But that's about it. Thomas Bryant, I mean, if you want to bring him back, he's in a player option for $2.7 million, veteran minimum. He was signed this offseason. He had a couple of good performances, especially that 60-point win. He was doing his thing, cooking the fucking Blazers, cooking those freaks. Comes back cool. If he doesn't, okay. I feel like the Miami Heat's biggest need right now in terms of production off the bench. I feel like it had to be backup point guard, backup center. I'll look at a couple of free agents as well that we can go ahead and look at. And there's also a chance that we get somebody in the draft. I saw a rumor of getting Zach Edey in the draft. Like, with all due respect, I think I'm good. He's slow footed with the molasses taped to his bottom of his foot. We're good on that. But like I said, if DeLon Wright and Josh Richardson come back, I feel like maybe one of them would have to come back. But if they don't, like, I'm cool. I like Jay Rich, Rook too. Rook one was obviously Justice Widow and DeLon Wright. I like what I saw from him in the Celtics series in particular. But the on-ball defense with the 3-point shooting, I feel like it was a pleasant delaying surprise. He had a really good game as well in his Miami Heat debut against the Kings, where he won without Jimmy and I believe Hero as well on the road against Kings, where we almost choked that game. But how could you had a legacy game looking like prime DeMar DeRozan out here doing his thing. So hey, like I said, I really would have wanted trading the young guys, but you got to trade good players to get great players, man. My Yankees traded away Michael King, one of my favorite players in the Yankees, and now he has like a 4 or 5 year rate. I still think he's gonna have a really good season, but still, like, Juancho has been one of the best players in baseball, up there right now for AL Rookie, not AL Rookie of the Year, AL MVP. Aaron Judge as well, getting red hot. Shout out to my boy number 99, the captain, my glorious Kings, Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. But again, no more baseball talk. I digress. Now, looking at the free agents before I get into the NBA draft, like I mentioned earlier, I'm looking at guys at the point guard and the center position. If you look at, let's say, point guards right now, I mean, you're looking at Kyle Lowry, who's probably going to be like an MLE. I really want Kyle Lowry back in my team, to be quite frank, especially since how it ended with him trolling and not really being productive offensively. He's still pretty underrated defensively, still shooting pretty lights out from 3 months out of that. Like, especially making that amount of money, like Kyle Lowry's making like MLE money. Okay. Like, backup point guards, there's a sub out at points like Terry Rozier if he's still on the team, even though his contract is weird. It's like advance to the second round for it to be guaranteed. The Hornets just put that in the deal just because they know they weren't going to the playoffs. So it was really just like a 1 year deal, 1.5 year deal for us for Rozier, I guess. I don't know if they could work that out to have him on the books for, instead of 1.5 years, to make it 2.5 years, but I digress. Then you're looking at guys like Markelle Fultz, came off the bag, Tyus Jones, who I would like Tyus Jones to Miami Heat, but he would definitely cost a pretty penny. Monty Morris, not to be the biggest fan. GP2 is a free agent. He's a player option. You'll probably take that. Reggie Jackson, I really wouldn't want him. Aside of that, they're not really looking for too many guys. I mean, Tyrese Maxey free agent. Obviously, he's going to get the max from the Sixers. If they don't do that, they have some serious problem. Dennis Smith Jr., another possible DeLon Wright replacement, or Josh Richardson, or we can just resign one of those two. Jose Alvarado's a club option for what was it? I'm going to definitely go ahead and take that. I would love Jose Alvarado with the Miami Heat, but a backup point guard spot. I can shoot the 3. He has phenomenal energy. He's a really good defender. Our legend Chris Dunn, would love him back on my favorite team. Aside of that, there's not really too many guys. Now, you're looking at center positions. We're looking at guys like, looking at backup guys. My fault. I don't know why Spot Track just went ahead and just stopped loading, but okay, whatever. I guess we'll just go to the NBA draft real quick before I go ahead and end out this video. Okay, so like I said, I was mentioning guys like the point guard center position. I think Miami should go ahead and look at. Obviously, number 1 in my book is Devin Carter. The Providence Friars fans living in Providence for a decent amount of time, living in Rhode Island. Devin Carter, man, oh my God, his defensive intangibles, his rebounding, his solid playmaking, but his shooting leap this season was phenomenal. Showed up in the Big East tournament, showed up against Georgetown. You're like, okay, it's Georgetown. He showed up against Creighton and beat them. He showed up against Marquette, lost to them, but still, and was not able to make the NCAA tournament to go ahead and rise that draft stock even higher. But yeah, I would love Devin Carter on the Miami Heat. Another guy that's think is more of a project is a guy like a Stephon Castle. I don't think he's as NBA ready as a guy like a Devin Carter, but I would love to have a backup point guard. That would definitely be pretty fucking good. Another guy I like is Jared McCain. I mean, he's a scorer. He's a phenomenal shooter. I'd love to have another one of those guys. We have one of the worst offenses in the NBA. Imagine I had a guy like a Jared McCain. Yeah, I would love that. I would literally love that. And then let's say a center. You can look at Khalil Ware, Misi from Baylor. I mean, I'm just looking at a couple of centers that I'm not really too familiar with. Tyler Kolek, I mean, he's not going to go lower in the draft, but I like Kolek. He's also an RI legend, even though he did go to first George Mason with Kim English. Shout out to Coach Kim. And then he went to Marquette with Shaka Smart. And yeah, but that's about it. The Miami Heat, like I said, Jimmy Butler talk. I mean, he's staying with the Miami Heat. Let's be fucking for real. Tyler Hero, if we can get like a first round pick for him, cool. Donovan Mitchell trade, try to swing for the fences in terms of that. Pat Riley talk about, oh, don't trade depth for stars. We need a star. We need a third. We need a third star for a while. You've been trying to get this Tyler Hero third star agenda off your books, Pat Riley, but you paid him the money for a reason. Don't fucking play. And like I said, I really wouldn't mind Caleb Martin not resigning. I mean, there's also Haywood Heisman as well. I forgot to mention, but he might sign for like the MLE or something, maybe lower than that. He's a nice 3-and-D player. Definitely his best season this year, shooting the 3-point shot. Set upwards of 40% from 3. It's hit or miss in the play-in and playoffs, but he did have a really good game too, which everybody, I felt like, had on the Miami Heat. Really love his defensive intangibles. I love his energy. I mean, he's been pretty decent at driving to the rim recently with like this float game and just layups and things of that nature, which I really didn't really know what to expect. Because he came in as a villain. Remember that one of D Wade's final games, he like packed him up when he was with the Sixers. Highsmith, that is. And I'm like, I don't remember that, to be honest, but I was looking at that clip like, damn, bro, come on now. But Highsmith is kind of like very underrated guy, this 3-and-D guy up next to him. I mean, he alive. I'd love to bring him back, but if he doesn't come back, I'm not gonna like, oh no, the world is ending, this, that, and the third. Like, let's be fucking for real. Yeah, like dropped Dillingham as well and left the point guard spot. Out of Kentucky, I've definitely been high on him this season. I haven't watched too much of him, but I've watched like clips, something like that on Twitter. I'm like, how is this guy not like a consensus like top like 10 pick? Which I believe he is. If I've looked at his ESPN match, I've just got to look it up. Yeah, he's a top 4 pick. Like, let's be for real. I'm talking about him falling to like what, 18 or something. I believe I pick number 18, but that's about it. That's enough yapping. He swing for the fences on the Donovan Mitchell trade. I would probably say don't re-sign Caleb Martin, especially if he's too expensive. At the NBA draft, I mean, the lottery's 2 days away. Obviously, we went out a lottery because we were the 8th seed. We won and we lost in 5 to the number 1 seeded Celtics, our rivals. I feel like if we do stay with the pick and don't trade that pick for Donovan Mitchell, a guy like Jerry McCain, Devin Carter, that would be absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, if Rob Dillingham falls to 18, we will be there for that. I also forgot to mention, I forgot to mention, but I think that's the reason why I just can't remember. But yeah, I would definitely love to see some of these things happen for the Miami Heat. This is a big time offseason that we need to go ahead and do our thing. Pat Riley, please do not be sound asleep. Please wake the fuck up. You have a lot to do this offseason. We're going to see if we're a competitive team coming into this season, because I don't want any more of these playing games. I wanted to succeed this season. We didn't get it. We lost to Philly without Embiid, with Embiid, and we lost to the Pacers with the Halliburton not really even having that big of a game. And must-win games for playoff seeding, and fell to the play-in, and was this close from beating the Sixers and facing the Knicks, but the two had a fake game, and Hero had a backcourt violation and shit himself all game, and Jimmy had the MCL injury because Oubre injured him, unfortunately. But I digress. That is in Miami Heat. This is a big time off season. Also, yeah, I remember what I was gonna say. Duncan Robinson. I mean, if you trade for a guy like Donovan Mitchell, I don't know if the Cavs want him. Donovan Mitchell, because he is because they have Max Strus, but you can trade a guy like Duncan Robinson, I'll leave like a mid first round pick. Like, imagine if the Magic, they need shooting badly. Their best shooter right now is like Gary Harris. Duncan Robinson blows Gary Harris like out of the water. It's not even like remotely close. If you can get like Duncan Robinson like the 16th overall pick, and you can add that to a deal for like a Donovan Mitchell, or just keep that in your back pocket appear, because you lost the first round pick in a Donovan Mitchell trade for this season, like, yeah, that would be pretty fucking fire. So, like, just keep that on the lookout. That's all I'm gonna say. Keep that on the lookout. But that's about it for me. But other than that, yo, that is the video. So go down below, drop a like, comment down below, sub up, make sure to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and 6 your boy John. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm out, man. Peace.